So it's been many years since I started digging into finding spray bottles and sprayers and having encountered, seems like hundreds of them at this point. And then, I fell in love with these Pressol bottles. And then, of course, the first version of Pressol bottles, a lot of them, a good percentage of them, the tips were failing. And then second batch, the plunger was squirting out the bottom. And so we finally have a product that works really well. It atomizes, pretty nicely. We have some labels that look real pretty, but the labels don't stick as well as I'd like. So we're dealing with new adhesives and just chasing, day to day, trying to find the ultimate, spray bottle solution. And we had this little beauty show up into my life. You've seen this in the background of some videos, and I haven't said much about it because I really didn't know all that much about it, and I wasn't sure that what I would use it for, and I find myself coming back to it over and over again, using it for rinseless wash, for drying aid, for things like that. And so we've talked to the people at Solo, and I think we're going to. I know we're gonna stock them in the store, and I wanted to show you these. It's remarkable. Now, this is a $40. In today's dollars, who knows what it'll be as inflation continues to run out of control. But right now it's a $40 lithium-ion battery-powered sprayer that I don't think very many of you are going to buy. Right now I think we have 16 different labels for 16 different products. So in my cabinet I've got 16 Pressol bottles at $15 a piece is a stinger. And so to do 16 bottles with the Solo, the battery-powered thing, would be, I think, a bit, even for me, a little cost prohibitive. But I do think that this is a really cool thing that you'll have 2 or 3 or 4 of these to do very specific tasks. For me, I use this much more than I use the Marolex sprayers. And I think that it's something that you'll want to get one, try it out, and then see how you might use it in your life. But check this thing out. So we have this should pass pretty much any chemical. We've been testing them for a long time, and I've had some APC and stuff. It's a weighted bottle, so it's a 180-degree sprayer, and you can almost use it upside down depending on how much liquid you have in here. But it has a weighted, I guess this is probably some version of LDPE tube, but chemical resistant tube. It has a lock-on head, or lock-on, but still swivelable head. So you lock for leaks, but then you can still swivel the head. Your charging port is here. Now it comes with a USB cable. It doesn't come with the little brick, so you have to either have one of these laying around for your old iPhone or go get yourself a little, Amazon AC adapter. But this will plug in right to the back for charging. And then they say it will last. Why is this thing keep turning on? They say it'll last 60 minutes of spraying. Now, I've never actually charged it. I just keep using it. Maybe some of the guys here will charge it periodically. But I find that the battery in this thing is pretty fantastic. Now, there are some service screws here. I haven't taken it apart, but we don't have a replacement battery for it. But I'm sure that it is, it's replaceable. So we'll head down that path in the future. I haven't had the need to do this. I think I've had this thing for like a year and a half or something like that, maybe a little longer. And I haven't had to replace them or deal with any batteries, and very rarely even charge it. But here's the magic of this thing. The atomization of it is pretty incredible. So if I was cleaning this back panel here, I can just run it, or I could mist it, and I can adjust and do more of a direct spray pattern. And the atomization on it is, I think, just as good, if not better, than the Pressols stuff. So I think that it's one of those bottles. It's a bottle that you could use to do pretty much anything. You could use it for drying aid. You could use it for like I use it primarily rinseless wash, glass cleaner, interior cleaner. Like if you are a window tinter or you're doing PPF, having these would probably help with your carpal tunnel in the future. And they do last long enough, and the battery is good enough that you could. I would think that even if you're a window tinter, you could probably. I would guess you could use it for a week. You could probably use it for a week straight before even needing to charge it, depending on how much you use it. I've never had the battery go dead on me while I'm using the thing. In fact, like I said, I've never even charged the thing. So the battery would be my big concern. It was my big concern when I got this. It was sort of a novelty, but I think it deserves a place. It certainly deserves a place in my cabinet. I've had 2 of them in my cabinet for like a year and a half now, and I use them all the time. That's a prerequisite for me. The Marolex stuff I use very rarely. So this is a pure luxury item for me that sometimes I need it for something, and if I'm doing some big wheel cleaning project or something, I'll put some wheel cleaner in it. But the Marolex stuff I don't use very often. This thing I use all the time, sometimes daily, and so I think 1 or 2 of these deserve a spot in your cabinet. I think there's some of you that will probably invest and buy 10 or 12 of them because you like them so much. But I think this is something I would recommend. Get yourself one, put it in your cabinet, put some rinseless wash in it, use it for spot cleaning, or put some glass cleaner, whatever you use often that you're finding yourself having to pump the thing all the time. It's super satisfying. It's very accurate. It atomizes very well. It's durable, and the battery lasts a long time. It's something that I don't think it looks particularly cool, but it looks the part. The bottle is really well done. The threads are done well. The spray nozzle tip is way better than the Pressol stuff. This is probably the best tip I've ever seen. You've got a nice combination of a bottle that I think deserves a spot in your cabinet. So I know you're crapping a brick, $15, $50, $40. You're getting angry at me, but many of us like and are chasing this kind of stuff and want to take a flyer on a bottle like this and invest in something that's a quality tool. I think it's worth it. These are consumable. You're going to use this for a few years and throw it away. But this, like I said, I've had this for a year and a half, and it's functioning great, working well. The battery is good, and you get your typical German quality. I don't know about labels, how we're going to do that, if we'll be able to do some labels on this, because of the round bottle. It probably needs to be screen printed, so I don't have any plans for that at the moment. But maybe someday we'll get these set up with a Obsessed Garage, like we can put rinseless wash or something on here in the future. We'll chase that as well. But new addition to the store, new addition to the line. It comes in a box, looks like this. It's all in German. It's like they use Google Translate to put a little bit of English on here. There's 3 or 4 languages on here, but mainly German. And this is how it would come in the bottle, and or in the box. And something that I think you're going to want to consider. See, it comes with a USB cable like that, and so you just need to get the brick. So anyway, thanks for your support. Available at obsessedgarage.com. If you have questions, hit us up, support at obsessedgarage.com. I think this is something you want to, like, every time somebody comes here, I'll get this out of the cabinet and go, hey, check this out. And people are like, holy crap. It's a cool talking point as well as a very functional device. So I'd recommend it. Otherwise, I wouldn't put it in the store. I think it's something that you'll like. I think it's a T304 button, so it'll be chemical resistant. It's cool. Solo sprayer, available in the store. Thanks for your support.